Alright, welcome to Get Bit Outdoors. Today we're out on Potholes Reservoir, and we're doing a little pre-fishing for the championship, the Washington State Walleye Circuit Championship. That's next weekend. And right now we're starting out on some humps out in the main lake, and we're going to work our way up through the channel and see what we can come up with. Right now I'm running flicker shads. I'm running a number 11 flicker minnow, they call the purple tiger, and then on the other one I'm running a fire tiger, just the regular flicker shad number 7. And we're going to be bouncing a little bit in between, probably between 30 feet up to as shallow as 5 feet. So hang with us and let's see what we can come up with. We got one on. Switched up and went ahead and started pulling planer boards off to the side. Feels like a fairly decent fish, but sometimes it's hard to tell when you're reeling against your the motor. Decent fish for out here. That's what we need to get in the tournament. So that was caught on a flicker shad. Alright, so again we're out at Potholes Reservoir and doing a little pre-fishing for the championship coming up. And what we're running is we're running some flicker shads and flicker minnows. And we just popped a 20 to 21, and that came in about 8 feet of water. And I'd switched because I was using this guy here, which you can run out to about 22 feet of water. And what's really cool about this is if you go and you download the precision data, it's called precision trolling data, and it basically takes the guesswork out of having to figure out how deep these are going to run. It's a great tool for anybody that wants to troll crankbaits. And we get out here and let's say we're fishing in 8 feet of water. It's got a scroll menu on it, so you scroll to 8 feet. It tells you exactly how much line to set out. And with running planer boards and all that, it's really nice because you don't have to worry about having to reel up every time because either you're too deep or you didn't get deep enough. And you basically just set that. They're set to 10-pound trilene, so a 10-pound monofilament, or you can run a 10-pound fire line, so it gives you the two selections for that. This one here is basically the flicker minnow 11. And what I did was I switched because we're a little bit shallower water. I'm running just a flicker shad number 7. This is the sexy shad. I've got one on this line over here, and on the other side I've got just a black and silver, which is kind of the bread and butter for flicker shads. So we're going to give these a little bit longer, see what happens. Hopefully we're going to pick up some more. The fishing isn't what you call fast and furious, and it's kind of been that way out here this year for the summertime. we're running water temperatures right about 75 degrees, and water's real green. It's constantly dropping. I think since I was out here last weekend, it's already dropped another 2.5 feet. So it should make it interesting. You'd think that would pull the concentration of the fish down into the channels, the main channels of the lake, but they just kind of seem to have been negative lately. So we got to figure out something to make them bite. So stay tuned and let's get bit. Well, it looks like we got some fish down here on the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and try and jig some of them up. See what happens. Oh, there we go. Got one on. All right. This one feels like a decent fish. It's kind of marking some of these out here on this hump. So I figured I'd stop and throw some slimers down there. See what we came up with. Yeah, it's not too bad of a fish. All right, folks, here we go. It's a pretty decent fish. Let's keep that up. Well, we just hooked into another one. It's not real big, I don't think. It might be bigger than I think. Tell you what, it's a scorcher out here today. I think we got water temperatures probably upwards of 80 degrees easily. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty decent fish. It's wanting to strip that line pretty good. Yeah, it does not want to come up. Oh, this is kicking the ass. At least it makes it worthwhile when you catch something like this. Oh yeah, there's another 20, 23, probably 24. Definitely makes it worthwhile. This one decided he wanted to swallow it. Not too bad of a fish. I'm going to go ahead and let this go, and hopefully he'll be here next week. Yeah, I think we got a decent one on here. Coming off of those breaks off the rock piles. And I don't know. It's so hit and miss out here right now. Got a little bit of a breeze kicked up, and that might have triggered things, which is great. It's got a little bit of pull to it. Gotta love it. And we're trolling about 1.3, in between 1.3 and 1.4. This is a decent one, probably a 19. Be a great little tournament fish. Yeah, we'll see what we got on this time. Doesn't feel real big. So, that's okay. It's kind of funny how sometimes you can get them hooked like this, and it takes them a little bit to figure out that they're on a line. This gold seems to be working. It doesn't seem to matter what the fish is, whether it's a smallmouth, a walleye, or a catfish. They certainly like that gold smile blade. Slow death hook. Now, check this one out when you see it. And I think that might be classified as a pretty decent perch. Might be pretty good eating too, but we're gonna let her go. got a purple one on this one over here, but it doesn't seem to be producing anything. I haven't got even a hit on it yet, so you're going to end up having to switch everything over to gold here pretty quick. I'll show you what I got going on here real quick. We got a little bit of a break, so all I've got is 2 beads that are white, and then I got a gold one right in the middle. So I'm only running 3 beads on this one. And then I've got just a gold smile blade. I can't remember what size it is. Let's say it's like the medium size. I know that they have numbers on them, but I don't remember what it is. But so far this seems to be the ticket. So let's get after it and get some more.
Method of evolution psychology is the building of these networks of community.
Hey guys, so I started switching up and doing some jigging, and I was marking quite a few fish here on the bottom. I'm not sure what I got into here, but it's pretty good size. Feels like it anyway. Got a chartreuse slimer on. A little bit of weight to it. I was marking them right on the bottom, watched them come up and hit that thing. Pretty cool. Kind of a bummer because I think what I've hooked into is a sucker. And like I said, I had this slimer right on the bottom. Heck, it was probably a foot off the bottom. Look at that. Sure enough, he got me a carp. Carp on a drop shot rig. Nothing else, it's fun to catch. Let's see if I can get the camera over here where you can see what's going on. A little difficult doing all this stuff on your own. As you can see, he's got that chartreuse slimer in its mouth. Like I said, I was just drop shotting right on the bottom. That sucker came up and slammed it. Actually came up and hit it 3 times before he finally got it in its mouth. Alright, time to get this puppy in. It's probably about 10 pounds, maybe 15. At least it makes for some excitement. Doing a little jigging. You know, we caught that carp, and so I figured, you know what we do is we do some jigging here and see what we can come up with. And just snap jigging that slimer right off the bottom. And oh, here we go. Got one hitting. There we go. Got him. Not a big one. You know what? love catching fish this way. Man, he just ate it too. Got a fresh slimer on there. See if we can jig up here. Just feel that jig down there bouncing that bottom. Oh, there we go. Nice. We're all kind of running the same size. That's okay. See that one? Came up and just nabbed it. Decent fish. So like I said, I really wanted to get out and use this rod today and you know, get a good feel of how it was going to work. Right now I'm jigging with just a 3/8 ounce because I'm in about 25 feet of water, and it's awesome. It's such a sensitive rod. It's got enough backbone. You feel that really slight tick when those walleye come up and they just inhale that bait, and you just give it a nice hook set. You got enough backbone there where it really penetrates those the mouth on those walleye, and you're good to go. So I think I'm going to change up a little bit now. I'm going to go ahead and try and do some trolling. I caught 4 or 5 on this jigging and drop shotting along with that big carp, so we're going to give it a different aspect here and see what happens. Again, go to FX Rods, FX Extreme. They're custom rods, and you can order pretty much anything you want. Bob will take good care of you. So I highly recommend checking them out. Well, I tell you guys, these FX rods are amazing. Sensitivity, great. That was a catch and release. Wasn't a real big walleye, probably 13 or 14. Fish on. Haha, alright. Smallmouth. Walleye don't want to seem to cooperate today, that's for sure. Very decent smallmouth though. They're always fun. They put up a pretty good fight. Fishing's been kind of rough today. I think it has a lot to do with that storm that came through yesterday. We hooked up with one here. Feels like a decent fish. Decided to go ahead and, like I said, start trolling using the Max Smile blades and see what we can come up with. Yeah, it's not real big, but at least it's the target species this go around. Maybe the bite's going to change here. It would be nice if it would. don't normally troll with the spinning rod, but I really wanted to try the FX rod out. And I tell you, it has been spectacular. The sensitivity in this thing, the feel of it, it's great. Well, these last two certainly swallowed it. Alright, we got another one, man. Looks like they might be turning on a little bit. This is good. This one feels like it might be a smallmouth. Kind of the way it's running. At least we're catching something. Yeah, I think this one is. It might be a pretty decent smallmouth. The way it's shaking its head. Yeah, it's not real big. But, yeah, I tell you what, those things can scrap. They are some serious fighters. The other thing too is that the bees are out. We certainly want to come out and play today. Not real big, but looks like the bite's on, that's for sure. Sorry about that. It's hard to run the camera and fish at the same time all by yourself. Summer. I guess I'm in the wrong spot. Decided to go ahead and give trolling a little bit of a chance, see how this is going to work out. So far, not too bad. Decent eater fish. I mean, if you want to come up and get fillets to have for your table, this is the time and the place to do it. Alright, well, we're going to go ahead and call it a day, but I wanted to show you kind of what we were doing as far as the setup goes. The trolling rig that I have is kind of like we did before. Just, you know, your bottom bouncer, bottom walker. I'm using ounce and a half to 2 ounce weight. And then I've got my leader that's going to my slow death hook. And like I said, I use, sometimes I use floats, sometimes I don't. Today I had one that did and one that didn't, with a few beads. Then you got your max smile blades. And usually running about a 3 to 4 foot leader. Depends on the situations. You might have a little bit longer, might have a little bit shorter. And then of course just either running a night crawler, or like I said, I was running the Slimers too. Didn't catch a lot of fish today, but you know, it was somewhat consistent. I guess it wasn't too bad considering the storm we had yesterday. The wind blew about 40 miles an hour, so that kind of messes things up a little bit when it comes to fishing. But hey, we put some in the boat, and that's what counts. I'll show you what I had for my setup for my drop shot rig. as well as my jig. You know, if you guys have any questions about the FX rods, you can get me at my email, getbitoutdoors@yahoo.com, and I can hook you up with you know, how to get set up with the rod. We can get you all worked up with that. I was switching back and forth today between a 3/8 ounce and a 1/4 ounce jig, depending on the depth and the breeze that we had going on. And then I was tipping that with the Slimers. I was going back and forth between the black and the chartreuse, and they both produced not too bad. It seemed like the chartreuse was a little bit better today. And then I've also got just a standard drop shot. You know, I added some weight on this one so I could get it down there when I was down in deeper water. But, you know, I'm running it about 8 to 12 inches above off the bottom. And then I was just wacky style with the Slimer on there. And, you know, I got a couple walleye on that. And then, of course, that carp. So it just goes to show you those things like just about anything. And the Slimers will catch just about anything. So, again, thanks to FX Custom Rods, Cinetic Reels, Max Lures, Valley Marine, and Fish Face Goods. Go check them out. Got their hat on today. They make some good clothing. It's pretty cool stuff. So we'll see you again. Hopefully next time we do this, we'll be up on the river. We're either going to go to Umatilla and try some walleye fishing down there, or we're going to be up at Lake Roosevelt. Hopefully on our next show, if everything works right, we'll be doing some deer hunting up on the river. So look for that coming out soon.